Hello everybody, welcome to the Wages of Sin player card reviews. We're starting with Alice Locksley. She is a blue ally, costs 4, commits for a book. She gives you +1 book, and after you discover a clue, exhaust her to deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. 2 brain, 2 meat.
She's like a real life cop. As soon as she finds evidence, she shoots.
Yeah. Card seems good.
It's not great, but it's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, card
It's a nice,
is fine.
nice buddy cop for Roland.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. The value then from all that is...
Because he shoots someone, and then he gets a clue, and then she shoots someone.
Yeah. Yeah, and anytime you can just ping something without making a test is very helpful.
Yeah, like not an auto-include in every blue deck, but
It's like
good in some of them.
Yeah. Because you're playing
Or
her right
some other
now
people.
in Carolyn, right?
Yeah, she hasn't done much besides giving me like +1 book 1 scenario, but
Yeah.
like I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She might get the cut for beat cop later on. To go with my first aid.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fine.
Yeah, not much to say.
Blue's got really stiff competition for allies.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do. All right, next up is Well Maintained.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, you tell
This
me.
is a 0-cost event that costs 1 experience, commits for a foot. It's an upgrade, fast, play only during your turn. Attached to an item asset, you control limit 1 per asset. As a reaction, after the attached asset is discarded, return it to its owner's hand along with each other upgrade attachment that was attached to it.
So initially, like when this card came out, I was like, this card's pretty meh. Like I could see it being useful, but like it's not something I'm excited to play. And then I played it in my Mark deck that we did for our gift exchange one, while like Brent put in the deck, and it was so good.
With grenades especially, right?
Yeah, with grenades, and you just like reload your grenades. It was really good with the Thompson, because like you would get the money back to play
Yeah.
it. It was insane with that red card that gives you like active desperation, and you like throw my lightsaber and,
That's
things,
the enchantment
and then it
blade,
came
yeah.
back,
It
and
just
I
goes
just got to
back in
play
your
it again. It was
Yeah.
so good.
This card is quite strong.
Yeah.
Even if you're just playing it as insurance to make sure that if your gun gets discarded by the game or whatever weapon you're using gets discarded by the game and you just never want to be caught without one, it also combos very well with custom ammunition, which wasn't something that we did because we ran out of time.
Yeah.
Uh,
My
and,
experience is pretty low
Yeah.
investment too.
and once again, like, kind of, the card pool's getting so big that this is like, you don't just put this like when you have just one gun, right? Like this is for like very specific kind of thing. But it's very good in the deck that
Like
wants
I
it.
imagine this card is like less impressive if you can't play active desperation.
Yeah, it's a lot
Yes,
better
yeah.
if you can play both blue and red cards.
Yeah.
It was so good with the Thompson when I got to shoot the 5 bullets or whatever and get 5 resources back, then throw it and get 6 resources back, and then put it back into my hand.
Like also make a fight at +6 that deals an extra damage.
Yeah, it's pretty. It was cool to see.
It was 11 punch.
It's a lot of punch.
Mr. Rook, the man who loves to spin.
He's this. This is like, I think it's the second best card in this cycle.
Mr. Rook, dealer in secrets, commits for a brain. He's an ally, 2/2. He uses 3 secrets. Exhaust Mr. Rook and spend 1 secret to the top 3, 6, or 9 cards of your deck for any card and draw it. If at least 1 weakness is among the search cards, draw 1 of them and as well shuffle your deck. Cool, like a risk reward thing, really cool. And
It's actually just
Not
rewards.
nine or no balls.
yeah, it's all like the risk is minimal, right? Because
Like
Yeah.
Just
the real strength is like you use it. You don't
can
use it to look for
control-
cards
yeah.
you want. You look for like the
You
weakness
get
that
to
you
control
want.
when you draw your weakness, right? Like if you draw paranoia while you have no resources, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, who cares?
So might as well just get rid of it now. If you draw any of the ones that are 2 actions to discard while you are not currently engaged by an enemy or pressed to do something else by the game, might as well deal with it now, right?
Actually, surprised this guy didn't like get an experience cost increase in the recent taboo list. But
Like he's very good, but I don't think he's better than like old Dr. Milan. I think he gives new Dr. Milan a run for his money, but
I don't know. Like there's some pretty solid cards in the cycle, and this is like solidly the second best, I think. So
he's quite strong. Anyway, if you're playing yellow cards, you should probably think about playing this guy.
yeah, you should probably like play him.
I'm excited to see him with when you do Mandy in the next one.
Oh yeah, we're gonna look through my cards so many times.
Yeah.
Don't spoil who we're gonna play, Justin.
I'm gonna do
Actually, that'll be out before
Yeah.
this. Absolutely.
No, this will be out before that.
Really?
Yeah, because we have to do all the rest of Path Carcosa, right?
Oh yeah.
My favorite is when you have this guy and you've got like a stubborn detective and you're like, send help, Mr. Rook. And he's like, why are you asking me if I know the way out? Why don't you ask that detective? He found a way in.
You're just like,
I'm just like, fuck, no. But like, Could you just help me for one time?
This guy also uses a resource that is quite easy to get.
Secrets is not so difficult as it was at the beginning.
Yeah.
Next card.
Hawkeye folding camera.
This one's kind of neat. It's
When
got
you-
like a sort of level up thing
When you
going
like
for
taking
it.
pictures by a camera. It's a 2-cost asset that comes for a brain and 1 hand symbol. After the last clue is discovered from your location, place 1 resource from the token pool on this card as evidence. Limit once per game at each location. When Hawkeye folding camera has 1 or more evidence, you get +1 brain. 2 or more, you get +1 book. 3 or more, you get +1 sanity. So yeah, it's like a cool little level up mechanic. And
It's like good.
Yeah, this card looks like it's really good, but it's not
good.
really good. It's just
Yeah. Like I was really high on it when it first came out because I was playing Joe Diamond. It was like very obviously designed for him, and like it was good in him. It was good for a while when I played Norman Withers. I imagine it's like quite good in like Daisy Walker.
probably.
I might try it in Luke.
and Luke loves taking pictures.
Yeah.
I think
like-
in order for this card to be something that you want to play, you kind of need to want that brain, that plus brain. If you can't use the plus brain or your character doesn't care about it, then
Well,
Yeah,
like
it's-
on the other
it's
side,
less
like
good.
plus
It's
brain
much
is
less
like
good.
always useful because that's what the treachery attacks you with. Treachery deck most of the time. Like the only thing that's awkward about this is like, especially if you have more than one person on your team who can like get clues, which you should. It's a little bit awkward in multiplayer trying to communicate with your teammates. Like, no, just leave that there. I want it.
Please, I want to take a picture of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like fuck, you have 2 people with Hawkeye folding cameras for some reason, and then it's like it's a cluster. That won't ever happen, but yeah.
Hoover team.
But yeah,
4 cameras.
I've not played this card, so I don't know. But I kind of like I think realistically, if you're playing if you're playing solo, it's probably like really great in the yellow deck that wants it.
Yeah.
In multiplayer, there's that thing, and you're probably realistically only going to get 2, which is like where you want to be to get like the full value. The sanity is nice, but it's not like that's what makes the card amazing.
Yep. I mean, like, one other thing this card has, I think, one other sort of attribute this card has is, like, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to probably recommend this pack as, like, one to buy just for player cards if that's something that you're interested in. Like, this card gets worse the more cards you have access to. Like, it's a very solid generic card, just gives you stat boosts.
Yeah,
but, like, the more cards you have, the, like, worse it looks in comparison to them.
Yeah, because also this card, like, you want to be able to, when you get a card, when you draw a card at any point in the game, you want to be able to be like, all right, this card is useful to me. But you draw this late in the game, and you're like, okay, this card is something I can discard to an effect because it's probably not good enough to play at this point.
It commits for a brain, too, which is not the worst.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, there's some value there, right? Like but like there's better cards, as you said, that in the pool that will just that'll overwhelm this. Henry Wan. Has anyone played with Henry Wan in our
This is
group?
the worst card in the game.
Yeah, I was going to say this is one of the worst cards in the game.
He's an aspiring actor, though. Like Patrick. We should tell Patrick about this guy. Cost 3, it's an asset, commits for a foot. Is an action, exhaust Henry Wan. 1 at a time, reveal random tokens in the chaos bag until you choose to stop or until you reveal a bad symbol. If you choose to stop, for each token revealed by this effect, you may either draw 1 card or gain 1 resource.
Yep.
If you reveal one of those, you do nothing.
Yep.
Yeah, so Board Game Geek has like a table on like how likely you are to get certain outcomes with
See the
this.
others on here, too.
Oh yeah, right there, like on Arkham TV. Go check that out. Like we shouldn't need to tell you much. It's if you go look at that.
Yeah, so this guy effectively costs you 5 actions to run out because it's the action used to play him, the card that is worth an action, the 3 resources.
And kinda.
We can call it 4 because resources aren't really
Yeah.
worth an action.
Yeah, 4 is a little
But,
more comfortable.
In order to gain actions with this guy, you have to be flipping 2 or more tokens every time. So you have to do that 4 times in order for him to just pay for himself. And every time that he doesn't, you have to flip another 2.
It's kind of crazy, too, because you look at even the difference between, like, Mr. Rook and Henry Wan.
If this guy were a lightning bolt trigger, things start to look a whole lot different.
But, like, even, like, he has only 1 meat damage, right?
Yeah.
Like, and Mr. Rook, who's already, like...
Already better than this guy.
This guy also competes with like Leo DeLuca for your ally slot.
Yeah, plus green allies.
You know what?
You can do better.
When we do our Lola
you can do
decks,
better.
I'm going to play him because he's an actor.
Like,
and they'll be good friends.
Maybe you can play this in a Jim Culver deck because that makes the odds like very slightly better.
Yeah, like all the skulls are zeros now.
And you can play cards
Jim-
that are like when you
Jim-
draw a skull, you don't have to do the thing.
Yeah, but
You
Jim
play
can
Jim
play.
in Path to Carcosa when there's only skull and then 2 other chips.
Oh my
That's
god.
when Henry Wan is at his peak power.
Yeah, he's not very good. Probably don't play with this guy unless you're into the challenge of trying to make bad cards work,
Or you're building decks for your fellow teammates.
and you want them to suffer
Mm-hmm.
for reasons.
Next card.
Swift reflexes. Alright.
This card is sick.
Fast. Cost 2, commits for 2 foot. Fast. Play during any investigator's turn except during an action. Immediately take an action as if it were your turn. This action does not count toward the number of actions you can take each turn.
This card
pretty
is awesome.
Yeah, I had fun playing it. I had
It's
more
like
fun
skins.
interrupting you guys.
It's a fun card to play for sure. Like, wait a minute, I'm doing a thing.
Yeah.
It's my turn now.
Draw a card.
Yeah, there's a lot of niche interactions that you can make use of with this card, such as during another investigator's turn, they're engaged with an enemy. You have a way to get away from that enemy, but it doesn't exhaust said enemy. Perhaps it's a stealth or whatever you call that tactic that you get cost experience now. Point is, green has a lot of ways to get away from something without exhausting it. You can use this during their turn, before they play their action, to engage their enemy, so then they can play their turn and get out of the location before you choose to get away from the guy without exhausting.
Yeah, there's a lot of value that can come in this.
You can do a lot of neat things like that. You can play it with a bunch of the cards that set your skill value to something for till the end of the turn, like Trial by Fire or the Red Glove Man. Get extra actions with
extra
that,
actions.
Yeah, with that extra. With the extra skill value, this card is effectively free if your deck is a payday deck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I like playing it.
It's just strong. It even commits for 2 of the same symbol.
Yeah, which is nice. If it, like worst case scenario, you're like, I really need to get these feet.
Yeah, like in most cases, if I'm playing green, if I can play this over, like, manual dexterity, I will.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm out of here in my current green deck instead of this, but that can change.
And it did something one time.
Yeah, it's because I didn't want to get stuck in the asylum like always
That's so
happens.
funny.
Like every damn time.
Alright, we got Wither. This is a spell. It costs 2, takes up a spell slot. Commits for a fist. As an action, fight. This attack uses brain instead of fist. If a bad symbol is revealed during this attack, the attacking enemy gets -1 fight and -1 evade for the remainder of the turn to a minimum of 1.
This card's pretty dirt.
Yeah, I was looking at it while I was building my Agnes thing, and just the fact that it doesn't deal
Extra
Extra
damage.
damage.
It doesn't do bonus damage
Mhm.
if it were until the end of the round. This card becomes very interesting for like supporting Mystic builds where you're not actually planning on fighting things, but you know, maybe you could lend a hand when the boss shows up.
Yeah, there is like something to be said. The time that I can find it valuable is like if you are a pure mystic who can't tap into other weapons and you're not like the main damage dealer, but you just need to like consistently be able to attack. This card is good for that, but I don't think it's worthy enough to be like.
Yeah, like if I was playing like Father Mateo or something, and like I like you don't have that many options for level 0 fighting things. It's just shriveling.
Yeah,
It also
And like I
doesn't-
really want a 3rd or 4th spell that did that. Maybe.
yeah, just because it makes it so you can attack at brain, which
Yeah.
is like nice. It also could be potentially good in the Agnes deck I'm running now because I can like ping them for 1 and then like finish them off with this.
You don't have to
without-
spend big shriveling money.
Yeah, or like and then, but then I wouldn't have the cleaver. Which
Yeah,
is,
like it's fine for dealing with like rando enemies.
but it's not
too.
great.
No,
6 cents
is great.
is great. When they first previewed this card on the website, I had to read it a few times because I wasn't used to seeing.
You're like
positive
this is
effects.
no downside.
So it's a 3-cost spell, comes for a book. As an action, investigate. Investigate using brain instead of book. If a bad symbol is revealed, you may choose a real location, connect to your location. You are now investigating as if you were at the chosen location instead of your location, and you may use either shroud.
Man, they just released like all the broken cards in this pack. Like not this one specifically, but this one like might be like top 5 cards I think that they released for this cycle.
Yeah.
Like it fills a hole that purple characters really had, where they couldn't investigate with their brain without risking the rest of their actions.
Yeah, you could throw away the rest of your turn.
Yeah.
But like with this,
Could
it's just
You just do it. It's
I
level
just
0.
investigate with it. I use my brain instead of book. And-
These 2 cards are like going back to. I'm gonna recommend this pack. It's a place to like pick up cards to expand your collection. These are both just like really. I mean, this is like a great option. Wither's just like an okay one for your budding Mystic decks.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're building a purple deck and you think you might need to investigate, even if you're not sure that you should or you're going to, you
This
should
card's worth
probably
it.
put this
100%.
in.
Like, it just makes it so that purple can now do what yellow does.
Yeah.
Just it's.
Mm-hmm.
No, it just feels like this next card is broken.
So broken.
The best card in the cycle.
That's what they say.
Broken, but they have
It's 3 experience now.
they've changed it. It's 3 experience.
If you're playing with Tabulus, if you're not, every red deck should have 2 of this.
Yeah. Drying Thin, it's an asset. Commits for a brain. When you initiate a skill test, exhaust Drying Skin to increase Thin, not Drying Skin. Drying Thin to increase the difficulty of this test by 2, gain 2 resources, or draw 1 card.
Card's insane. There's just like so much action efficiency. Like even if you're not just like blowing an effect, blowing a test out of the park, like once you get 2 of these, you're just like, I'll just investigate and get like 4 resources or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's so much value for nothing. It doesn't even cost money to play. It doesn't take up any slots. It just sits there.
It just sits there and just gives you value.
It has a symbol, but who cares?
Yeah.
If you use it for the symbol, you're stupid. Or desperate. Like really desperate.
Yeah, no, the card's insane. Bryn played with it once. You played with it once, right?
Yeah, I was playing it in a Preston deck. It's not super great there. Because your family's all like, is that some money you got there? Why didn't we put it into the accounts? And you're like, no, I need it right now.
Yeah, if you're playing without Tabulus, you should play both copies in your red deck all the
And you're
time.
playing with the Tabulas, get 6 experience.
You should
and then
think
just get
about
them. Yeah.
very strongly think about spending your first 6 experience on this.
I think like at 3 experience, there's a lot of choices to be made over this.
There is, but like
upgraded Pete is massively better than
regular Pete.
regular Pete.
The thing is, with red, you run out of things pretty quickly with your experience because you're like, they're making stuff. Purple's here buying stuff. You're like, I'll just get these drawing things.
Purple's like, I'll spend 8 experience on this 1.5 cards.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, my cards cost 3.
Yeah.
And they're like very situational.
I'm excited to play with it. I think it's going to be very fun to play with. Belly of the Beast. Oh, man. What the fuck? You'll understand when you see the art. So this costs 1. Test commits for a brain and a foot. Fast. Play if you successfully invade an enemy by 2 or more. Discover or include that enemy's location. I played this in Rita. And overall, I would say that it was only okay in multiplayer, but I see it getting a lot better in solo.
Yeah, it's
Or
like,
even 2 players.
Yeah, where clues are more valuable. Like, it's like evidence, but for red and evade, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, the number of players you have, the more likely that you're protecting someone else, right? That, like, I just didn't get as much value out as I thought I was going to.
Discovering 1 clue is also much more powerful in solo than it is
Yes.
Yep.
elsewhere, because even the difficult places to investigate usually have 1 or 2 clues.
Yeah, it's a good, especially for starting your deck out. You're like, oh, I have high feet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like it discards for 2 different symbols, which like is some solid versatility. It would be better if it just was like 2 of one of them.
I definitely see this as an art asset they just had and said, hey, let's put this on this card.
Yeah, we need art for this one. They're like, look, this is the art we have.
Yeah.
We use up our budget for the quarter.
So yeah, overall for the pack, I agree with what Travis was saying earlier. This is a very good pack for you to start with.
You get the 2 best cards in the cycle, in our opinions. Well, my opinion, I can't speak for them, but you get a very strong purple card and a pretty okay purple card. You get some very functional cards for blue.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna buy a pack from this just for the player cards, I think you'd probably do this one.
Mm-hmm. The scenario's all right too.
Yeah. The scenario comes with like an extra part.
Which one is this one?
This is the one where there's the ghosts. We have to go.
Which one is this one?
This is the one where we have to put the ghosts to rest.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, it feels like
That
you're
we did
done.
awful.
It feels like actually
pretty
we should have had fewer heretics released because when they are on the flip side in your threat area, they are no longer a heretic.
Okay, not that mattered.
Yeah. No, not that it mattered.
Yeah.
No, the standalone. This one's like pretty okay.
It's strong.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys on the next one, where we're doing for the greater good.